and gentlemen, we are back with yet another video of the Arizona Sports Fan. Thank you so very much for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it. Now, today, we want to go ahead and talk about just some little news that came down with the whole Steve Keim talking to our local Arizona Sports radio station. There's one thing that I feel like should be brought to our attention, and it is the possibility of extending Patrick Peterson. My thoughts about all that's going to be coming up shortly, guys. Go ahead and roll that intro. Welcome back, guys. Now, before we go ahead and get started to the topic of choice, guys, I am now selling merch at the moment. Currently, I just have t-shirts. If you have any questions or have, possibility of wanting to purchase anything, I'm going to go ahead and post it here on the link above, just to have all the information and all that stuff on this video. If you look under the description, it's going to have all the information and how the payments and all that stuff is going to go through. Second thing I want to go ahead and mention is I currently have a football here that was signed from Larry Legend himself. This little football was go ahead and given to me by one of my good friends, Moro Tanaka. He is also a YouTuber as well and gave this to me as a gift, which I feel like it would be a really good addition to, what we have currently right now on our table and stuff like that. So guys, I am super excited about this ball and what we have and all the additions that we're going ahead and do, guys. But let's go ahead and jump into the topic. Alright, guys, so now moving on to the topic of choice, I wanted to go ahead and talk about the possibility of extending Patrick Peterson, Pat P, our number one lockdown, shutdown corner currently right now. Now, I want to be the first to say this. Patrick Peterson, I apologize for anything that I might have said before in the beginning of the season when I saw you come back. When I saw you come back and played and get burned multiple times. I know I was saying some things, and I apologize. I definitely apologize. The end of the season, I really did like what I've seen from him, especially the game that he had against OBJ when we played against the Browns. Now, I do understand that we had multiple games where everybody was scratching their head and saying, what's happening with Patrick Peterson? What's going on? Does he not care? Does he not want to be here? Did he just give up? To me, in my opinion, I do not feel like he gave up. I do not feel like he, there were so many things that were going on at that moment. And last year and the year before with whole trading rumors, and I'm going to go ahead and come out right now. I was in my feelings. I was completely in my feelings. I did not feel like Patrick Peterson wanted to be here. In sense, I reacted. It probably wasn't the best reaction to go ahead and have, but I went ahead and reacted and said basically Patrick Peterson didn't have it anymore. It was obvious that he lost a step. But I think truth of the matter is he came back from a 6-game suspension and he was brought to a new system with no sense of scheme 100% down. Now, Vance Joseph came in and, everybody wants Vance Joseph gone. Everybody was talking about having Vance Joseph gone. It was not a good scheme and all that stuff. But we also got to consider Vance Joseph was put in a situation where a lot of his starting positions, whether they were cut, whether they were hurt, they weren't there available to see what Vance Joseph's scheme really 100% is. Came back his first game. Everybody was super excited. He made plays. Everything was good and gravy. But I think at the end of the day, once we kind of seen him throughout the year and actually being on with more experienced wide receivers, we saw more of different flaws for Patrick Peterson. But I don't think it's because he is not a good DB or cornerback anymore. I think he just wasn't in football shape, and I think 100% he did not know the scheme. Super on board with possibly re-signing him to an extension, because the more we can get a solid foundation in our secondary would be 100% something I am on board with. Now, you got to also keep in mind that Patrick Peterson is seen as a leader in this defense. Now, the moment that he gives up, the defense gives up. Sky is the limit at that point. With Budda Baker back there and possibly Robert Alford being number 2, and maybe Byron Murphy playing in the slot, and as well as maybe hopefully getting another strong safety out in free agency or the draft, or somebody that could possibly be compatible with Budda Baker back there. I will be super on board with re-signing Patrick Peterson. I'm super happy with what I've seen out of him. I'm just overall on board with it. I cannot tell you how amazing our defense looks when Patrick Peterson is on the field and he's playing 110% and he is fully engaged in the defense and what he believes in. Now, there were some great clips that I've seen from Patrick Peterson, when he's mic'd up or when the camera is actually focused on him. Patrick Peterson, there was one game where I think he was going against OBJ. He said something along the lines of, this is the type of games that he lives for. And I honestly do feel like deep down in my heart that Patrick Peterson thrives in prime time. He does not want to be shown up as a terrible athlete, terrible DB. So the moment he was, matched up with OBJ, everything kind of went out on the table. Patrick Peterson had 2 interceptions that game. He had a magical game against the Browns, and it just brings a whole different dynamic when Patrick Peterson is playing 100%, when he is on board the defense. And 2 things that he has said when he was mic'd up is, I really liked what he said to Vance Joseph when he was having such a great game. He actually ended up saying, "I will never let you down again, coach. I will never let you down again." That's really something cool to see, is because that means that he's bought into the defensive scheme, which intel works as long as you have the players that is able to execute these plans. Now, that is something great that I have seen, and I'm super on board with him building that relationship with Vance Joseph, because last thing you want to do is have the players who do not believe in the defensive coordinator, not believing in the scheme that is being put out, out there for the fans to see. So I was really happy to finally see that, that relationship with Vance Joseph and Patrick Peterson put together. It was definitely something cool to see. Another thing that I wanted to go ahead and bring up, when they were playing against the Rams the last game, he went to Sean McVay, which is the head coach for the Rams, saying, "Hey, I got my legs back. Don't be throwing it on my side of the field. Don't do that. Don't test me." That's also something that I love to see. I love the competitiveness from Patrick Peterson. If we can get that back for 2020 and some more key pieces, I do feel like we will be in some sort of contention for the playoffs. If not the division, then a wild card spot would be definitely in the books. One of our biggest weaknesses in this 2019 season was our defense. The year before was our offense. So if we can get it together with this game, and it's really good that Vance Joseph's coming back. It's really good that Cliff Kingsbury is coming back, because they don't have to relearn a whole new scheme, a whole new system, a whole new different way of terminology and how the way they communicate out there in the field, guys. So I am super excited about this coming year. I'm not saying like a 4 or 5 year extension. That makes no sense at all. If we can give them like a 2 to maybe 3 year max deal, and I'm saying max, I think 2 year will probably be more beneficial for the Cardinals, because I do think he is turning 30 soon, or he already is 30. I'm not saying he's going to lose a step, but just to protect the Cardinals organization, I would not go anything past 3 years. But I do feel like Patrick Peterson is a great piece of building block for our secondary in that defense. So there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to kill it 2020 season, guys. Let me know what you guys think when you heard that Patrick Peterson is possibly going to get re-signed to an extension this coming year or the following years. Let me know if you maybe possibly want to trade him for value picks or anything that you might think of when you hear Patrick Peterson, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Drop a like, and obviously, if you have not already, please consider subscribing. This is going to be the #1 spot for anything draft, free agency, all that stuff with Arizona Cardinals, guys. This is going to be the #1 spot on YouTube to go ahead and talk about that with the community that we currently have, guys. So that's all I got for this episode. Thank you so very much. I'm out. Hey, what's up? You actually stayed. That's cool. So, bonus feature, I'm going to go ahead and make a second channel. Now, I'm not going to be posting as much as I do in this channel, but it's going to be a channel to get to know me more, the Arizona sports fan. But my real name is Mike. So if you are interested in possibly getting to know more of a vlog type channel, kind of getting to know me, kind of getting to know my life, I'm going to be posting it right here. If not, that's cool. No problem. If you're just into sports and all that stuff, stick to the channel. I really do appreciate it. But if you are interested it will be right here or right here. Not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet, guys, but if I do know who will be available and watching to the end of this video, because obviously you will be subscribed to the new channel if you're interested. So that's all I got, guys. Thank you so very much. I'm out.